It seems to me you're a bit of a cowboy the way you're carrying on.
You listening? Fucking listen to this.
Good day, legends. Welcome back. Episode 3 of the Throttle on Full Send Never Lift Body. First of all, want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been listening, everyone who's got back to me to tell me that I'm doing a good job and they're loving it and can't wait for more. So hopefully, by the time this drops, I'll have me shit sorted, proper editing, and onto a few more platforms such as Spotify because it's been a hard one to get onto, and YouTube. Trying to work it all out on my phone is not going to plan. But anyway, I've got the old editing team onto it, and it should be up on small platforms by the time this drops, which will be next week. So I'm going to look at doing 2 a week because I need a bit of time to think about a few things I'm going to talk about. And yeah, because most of this is just off the top of my head, spare of the moment, while I'm either poking along or sitting there doing fuck all. So yeah, you're just going to have to bear with me. Had a couple of people say, when's the next one dropping? When's the next one dropping? Well, it'll fucking drop when I have a bit of a think about what I got to say. But all in all, thank you very much for your eagerness, guys. It just shows that I must be talking a bit of sense and not all gibberish. So, yeah, bit out of the blue. I didn't expect people to start listening. I thought they'd just go, oh, yeah, we'll click on it, listen to it as a bit of background noise and fuck him because he's gibbering. But the feedback I've been getting, pretty good. So, thanks a lot, guys. So at the time of recording this episode, I'm still up in central Queensland. I've been up here all week since I've done the last 2 episodes. So hopefully, the end of this week, I'll be home. Get to see my 2 little boys. Haven't seen for a couple of weeks, so that'll be good. But I was just having a bit of a think while I was driving along there yesterday afternoon, coming down from the lovely Collinsville. Shout out to Collinsville. Nice and hot at 6 o'clock in the morning while you're loading. But I talked the other day about piss boilers. Well, I reckon we make that into a segment. I know everyone uses the terminology of what boils your piss, so we'll call it piss boilers. And a piss boiler for me is, and not everyone in the transport industry is going to understand what I'm talking about, except for our lovely cow carters, sale yards. Not the sale yards themselves. One thing that really boils my piss is when you turn up to load, and usually when you turn up to load at a sale yards, it's either you've been going all day, you've dropped off cattle somewhere, you're coming to pick cattle up from the sale yards, you turn up, 9 times out of 10, and this isn't the sale yard's fault, your cattle are way the fuck down the back from where you got to load out. But you get there, right, and you're walking along, and every fucking gate into every pen from where people have taken cattle from is left open, unchained. Laneways are open. Cattle can just run everywhere if you were to not double check. Now, I'm pretty pedantic about gates. Nothing worse, nothing more embarrassing than cattle getting out and running all over the show and you're running around like a headless chook trying to find them. So, all I'm trying to say is what boils my piss is people that get cattle out of their pens or through laneways and that and don't shut the fucking gates afterwards. Now, it was always bred into me. If the gate's open, you leave it open. Yeah, that's fair enough on a fucking property. But in a sale yard, if you got a fucking gate that's open and you're the only one that's around, shut it because the next person that's going to run along there, their cattle's going to go fucking everywhere. And if you get cattle out of a pen, shut the fucking pen. It's not hard. There's gates sprawled open everywhere. Oh, one place that used to be bad for it was down in the old dad cuddle and kissing country down at Tamworth. You'd turn up there to load, every gate in the whole joint would be open. So you'd walk along, shut all the gates, and then someone else would turn up and they'd block your laneway off and run their cattle past while you're trying to run cattle. Anyway, I never got angry. I'm not the type of person to get angry. I'm pretty casual sort of a fella. But yeah, that's my piss boiler for the week. Let me know. Send them in what boils your piss, and I'll let you know. I'll read them out if I agree. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. You could be like, fuck you. I'm going to leave every gate open. But it's not good. Nothing worse than having to chase cattle around in the dark through sale yards because a gateway into a laneway is being left open or something like that. So, yeah, do the right thing. Shut the gates. If you get cattle out of pen, shut it afterwards. Common courtesy. Thank you. Righto, moving along. Now, I'm hoping that every time I talk about something, a lot of things don't take literally. But when it comes to mental health, I want you to really listen to everything I'm saying because, yeah, over the last well, week, I haven't really had a chance to talk to me boys or do anything like that. And it really, really gets you down. And I just want to hope that anyone else who's struggling with mental health issues, especially in the transport industry, because like I say, we're all away for a long time. We're all missing someone. And that 5 minutes of conversation on the phone with the young fellas, it does help, but in the same thing, yeah, really, really gets you down. You feel as if you're letting them down too because they're not getting to talk to you all the time, and sometimes they're missing daddy, and all they want to do is yeah talk to them, but they can't. But I'm just hoping that anyone that is struggling with that, like especially with children, it's hard. I thought I was pretty tough until I had kids, but yeah, it's not good. But I want you to remember that no matter how much you get to talk to them or how little you get to talk to them, one thing I've learnt, especially with that oldest fella of mine, oh, he just lights up when he sees daddy. They will go through stages. Like my young fella's going through a stage at the moment. His mother will put him on the phone and on the FaceTime and that, and he sits there and I don't want to talk to daddy. And that is hard to hear, but he doesn't mean it. Best thing I ever do, you get them little things on FaceTime that they call them. They're a filter that go over your face. Couple of different animals on there. As soon as I put them on there, my boy cracks up laughing, and all he wants to do is talk. Then, so just little things to motivate them to want to talk to you, even though deep down they don't know, they don't understand what saying that they don't want to talk to you is about. Like they don't understand feelings completely at that age. Like he's only 3 year old, and yeah, I get it. I don't want to talk to daddy all the time, and it does upset you. But you got to remember, they're only children, they're only kids. They don't understand feelings just yet. So yeah, I put on the old filter, turned him a cow or a monkey or something like that. He loved it. So little things like that to get him excited. Sounds silly, but it's a way to do it. So in saying that, on with the quote of the day. I usually do it at the end of the show, but I want to end on a light-hearted note with a bit of a joke or a bit of a yarn or something like that. So the quote I've got for today is, and I thought it was very fitting because this show is about mental health in the transport industry. So, mental health is not a destination, but a process. It's about how you drive, not about where you are going. And that is true. It's about how you get there, how you navigate the struggles that you're dealing with and get through to get to that destination of, I don't know, call it total, not total, because you're never gonna be 100%, but to the point of where you think to yourself, I'm doing okay, I'm all right, and never feel like no matter how far you drive, you're not getting there. If you know what I mean. You never know when you're gonna get there. You never know when something in your life will pop up, and you're gonna just be like, I've made it. I'm doing all right. I'm going well in my headspace. I've got a few dramas, but I'm tackling them. I'm doing all right. So yeah, it works both ways. It's no different with the like I said the other day. You never you never know when health issues will arise. They just come on and sometimes come on like a ton of bricks. But like the saying is, throttle on, full send, never lift, never let it get to you. Just keep moving forward. It's the only thing that's going to bring you out the other side. So yeah, I thought that quote was good. Righto, an event from the weekend that I probably missed over the last couple of years, due to work and everything like that, and the careers that I've had. Um, the Lights on the Hill Memorial and Convoy at Gatton, Queensland, mate. If you've never been, I recommend you go. Um, it's something I hold close to my heart because I've got a few people up on the wall there. My father being one of them, one of my best mates, Jared, and a few family friends from older fellas that I knew through my father. So yeah, it's a good tribute to all these drivers that have lost their lives out on the road or in years years on from driving, passengers, coach drivers, everything like that. Anyone involved in the transport industry, it's an unreal tribute to them. I've been to a couple of them. It's gotten a lot bigger in later years, and yeah, it's something that when you're down there in the arena on the first day, when the convoy rolls in, holy, there's that many trucks jammed into that Gatton arena. It's yeah, it's very overwhelming, especially when you have had people that are close to you pass away in the seat or out of the seat, but have been a part of the industry. Yeah, takes your breath away how everyone just unites, tidies their truck up for the weekend, throws the banner on the front of it to honour the people that they've lost, and yeah, just to hear everyone on the air horns as they're coming in, and it's unreal to see. And then on the second day, um, the memorial side of things, where everyone who's getting inducted up onto the wall gets read out. Sorry, um, and then Slim Dusty's Lights on the Hill starts playing. Oh, send shivers down your spine. Um, and then at the end of the towards the end of the ceremony, they have a bit of a tribute where everyone gets on the air horns. Whoever was there for that day, yeah, gets on the air horns and blasts for a solid amount of time. And holy, just it's deafening, and you can't hear yourself think, but you don't want to because you're just in the moment and you're reflecting on everyone who's passed in the industry and all the blokes that are there, blokes, women, sorry, that are there to honour them. It's yeah, I can't wait to go get back to another one. Yeah, to see how much it's grown over the past couple of years will be good. And with that, it is the reality of it too. I was just reading an article in the Chronicle, um, lady doing an interview there. Husband's a truck driver, and says how it's a 50-50 chance whether he's coming home or not. And that is the reality of it. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. Anything can go wrong out in the road. Like you can blow a steer tire, put you into the bush, and you're gone. Um, it's it's tough on partners, kids, knowing that the mother or father out on the road there, and potentially the last time they see him was walking out the door just to go and do a day's work. So from experience, like my old fella, he passed on the road as I spoke on episode 1 there. His circumstance had a heart attack, but same thing, you never know. It's a big gamble going out here, dealing with other traffic, road conditions, anything like that, especially in my line of work. You get towed up in the crate by a cow or a bull or something like that. And I know many of blokes have been pinned in crates by bulls and busted up fairly bad. So if you're on your own and you can't get out, no, mate, it'll just yeah, it's not an easy lifestyle. Even myself, I know when I leave home and I drive out to work and jump in it, I know myself that there's a potential that I may never ever come home again. So it is a hard thing to think of. Um, it makes me choke up every time I talk about it because you're not worried about yourself as such. You're worried about your family and how they're going to have to deal with the fact that you went to work and never came home. So all that I can say is just be careful out there. Do what you do every day, but do it safely. I know we can't control other road users at times, so but as long as we're focused on the job, and that goes back to trying to be in the right mindset too. Like if you're not 100% and you're in your head and thinking all the time, well, that plays a part as well. Fatigue. I know I know having a lot of head noise brings on a lot of mental fatigue and well, physical fatigue. So just try and get your breaks and just try and get out of your head and do the job safely because, like I've said, there's someone waiting for you to come home or someone's idle. Um, like my old man was to me, it was devastating having the police turn up and yeah, tell me that he was gone. So I can't stress it enough. Just be safe out there, look after yourselves, and get home safely. Because the way I look at it, no job is worth losing your life over. Uh, it's not what we go to work for. It's not what we look forward to at the end of the day. The main thing we look forward to at the end of the day is that we're coming home. We've got a happy, healthy family, um, and yeah, we don't need to be rushing everywhere, trying to be places that still going to be there at the end of the day. And I know myself, being a young fella trying to prove myself in the industry, I thought I could go hard, and it ends up taking a toll at the end of the day, and it's not worth it. So just be safe, look after each other, look after ourselves, and we'll all get home safely. Anyway, on a lighter note, how good's this warm weather in central Queensland when you don't have aircon and your truck can shit itself? Oh, I'm going to need a shower. That's fucking moist. Oh, not good, but got to keep poking along, poking down the road. I have to be home tomorrow, get it fixed up, and then yeah, we go a 48-hour break. See the young babies, which I'm very much looking forward to. I cannot wait. Haven't seen them for a couple of weeks, so that'll be the highlight of my weekend. Poke around the house and do a few things. So be good to step out of this and get back down into southeast Queensland. Which brings me to the question: what do you lads and ladettes like to do when you get a break out of the truck? On your weekends, on your days off, whatever it may be, what's your hobbies? What do you like doing? I know I like spending time with my kids and going fishing, camping, all that sort of stuff. I sort of don't get time to do much of that anymore now that I only get the babies every second weekend due to my work. So, yeah, makes it a bit hard. And it is hard to have hobbies when you're in this industry. But what do you guys like doing? Even if it's just kicking around the house, a few beers, bit of music, whatever you do to take your mind off jumping back in these things. Bit of a reset, as you may call it. So yeah, let us know what you guys get up to on your breaks. Uh, Wrapping up the show, episode 3. I'll do a quick review, tell a mad yarn that I've told plenty of times that some people will know and some won't know. It's a bit of a spooky one from the old fella's trucking days. And I'll give you the joke to leave you with. So, review on fridge freezers. Now I've got the old angle fridge in me truck, what I keep all my drinks and cool food in and everything like that. It sits in a fridge bracket that built into the truck. But we all like to save money on the road. So I like to keep a few frozen meals. And the worst part about having frozen meals, especially when you're away for 2 weeks, is the fact that if you keep them in your angle, all your drinks are going to be frozen. And no one likes drinking a frozen beer. So I went out the other day, 4 Drive Super Centre there in Toowoomba, bought myself a 30 litre King's Slide fridge freezer, sliding door fridge freezer. And I tell you what, best $269 I've ever spent. Probably a bit hard on the batteries. I've got to set it -6, which keeps everything reasonably frozen. I don't want to drag it down anymore just in case I drag my batteries down. But the only drama I've had with it is the size of it. And if any of you guys have driven a Kenworth 659 or any Kenworth to that fact, with a standard 50-inch bunk, there's not much room behind the seats to be able to place stuff. So what I did, and not everyone will be able to do it, but this is just what I did. I have a fold down top bunk in this big jigger and lift the mattress up, sit him up there, plenty of room, slide him in out, get your food out. Works wonders. Microwave up the other end. Whew, look like you're living in a hotel. So yeah, for $269, 30 litres of fridge space. You can use it as a fridge, I suppose, if you want to. Put your angle on freeze if you got one. But yeah, no, the drawer freezer. She's the go. If you're just buying your standard McCain, you've done it again, frozen meals, you can fit probably, I reckon, 4 or 5 in there, 6 at the max, 2 compartments, 3 and 3. You can pull the center partition out. Yeah, worth the money for a cheap, good quality fridge freezer. I'd recommend it. Kings. The main plug on it, the Anderson plug, which you can buy an adapter for. I was lucky. I've got Anderson plugs set up for new fridges in this truck. So yeah, you just buy the adapter. I think you can buy a 6 meter lead from 4 Drive Super Centre for, I think it's $40 for 6 meters. I just already had the lead made up from previous camping adventures, so I was right. But yeah, get around them if you've got the room or you've got a special bracket made up where you can bolt it down and then bolt your angle on top of it, or you can fit it in between the seats, wherever. That was the other drama I had with it. The way my truck's set up with the fridge bracket and inverter behind the fridge bracket, I couldn't quite get it to fit between the seats, and it would be just a pain walking over the top of it. But anyway, it's up on the bunk. Too bad if I got to take someone with me, they'll have to sleep in the seat. The yarn I got for you, and my old fella always swore it was a true yarn, and he wasn't chemically enhanced at the time, hence the need to pull up and have a camp. But he tells the yarn he was out near Noondoo there, down near the border, down near Bandy. He was getting a bit fatigued, you reckon, battling along in the old Atkinson. And back in them days, wooden sheep crate, lift up decks, and he'd been carting cattle. So he thought, I'm not going to make it home. I'll pull up for half hour, just leave the truck idling, lights going. And he slipped in behind the seat there. There's not much room in them like they used to, like we have in these modern day rigs, but jumped up behind the seats and he laid down and he reckoned he could feel the crates start shaking and banging enough to rock the truck around. And he thought, what's going on here? I've left a couple of head of cattle in here. Anyway, he flew out, grabbed his torch, old dolphin torch, and he looked all over them crates, couldn't see anything. The shaking had stopped when he got out. Looked all through them, couldn't see any cattle. He thought, oh, that's a bit strange. Anyway, but I might have been imagining things. So he jumped back up in her, laid down again, and you reckon bang, 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 bang. You could hear them lift up decks rattling up against the side of the crates and carrying on. He thought, nah, something's not right here. There's got to be something in here. So he grabbed the torch again, jumped out, climbed up over the catwalk, all over the top of it, looking around, nothing, couldn't see anything. Lit his cigarette lighter, no wind. He's thinking, yeah, something's off here. Climbed back down. Anyway, he jumped up and he's sitting on the engine cowling there in them old Atkinsons between the seats. And he's getting a bit hawky by that stage, you reckon. He's looking from side to side out the mirrors, trying to see what's going on. She's pitched back. All he could see is his side lights. Anyway, he reckons he looked down the left-hand mirror and he looked down the side of the crate and he reckon he doesn't know what this thing was, but no man could have been this big and this strong. He said it had hold of the side of the crate up around the top of the bottom deck and was just shaking the crates, just had hold of it, shaking it side to side like that. And he reckoned that was enough for him. She was still idling, so he flew down. He reckoned he jammed his leg down through the fucking steering wheel, onto the accelerator and the fucking clutch, put her into gear and dumped her, and away he went and never looked back. And he reckons that was the freakiest thing that's ever happened to him. And I used to say to him, oh, I bet you had a few shakers and that in you by that stage. And he said, nah, I wouldn't have been pulling up for a camp if I was full of them. So that was the yarn. It used to give me shivers when I was a kid when he used to tell me that. Now it's probably why when I pull up in the dark somewhere to check me cattle, I do it at about 20 mile an hour, fly around with the torch, get out, run around, get back in and get back up. Especially in that Yowie country, you don't know what's going to get you. So lucky enough, I haven't had anything like that. I've had a few nights where I've been proper rue Ted and kicked back in the seat or kicked back in the bunk for half an hour and get the old sleep paralysis where you can't move, your body's still asleep, but your mind wakes up and your eyes are open, but you can't move, you can't scream, you can't do anything, and that's an experience I fucking tell you. So anyway, hopefully that never happens. Well, righto, joke of the day to finish us off with. And just a sensory warning. It is a bit of a crude one, but a lot of like-minded people in this that are listening to this podcast will enjoy it, and some won't. But I fucking like it, so we're gonna fucking tell it. Anyway, there was a bloke. He had a bit of a speech impediment, and he was getting a bit concerned about it. So he went to the doctors and to find out what was going on. And anyway, he said to the doctor, "Doctor, I had a bit of dramas with my speaking, and it's really taking the toll on my vocal life." Anyway, the doctor says to him, "Righto, mate, we'll run a few tests and we'll have a look at it." Anyway, he ran the tests and he come back to him and he said, "Look, mate, the reason you're having so much drama with your speaking is you've got an abnormally large penis. And the only way you're going to get better with your speaking is if we knock some of it off because it's pulling down on your vocal cords and causing stress on your voice." Oh my God, anything will do, doctor, to help me out. So they do the surgery. A couple of weeks later, our mate comes back to the doctor and he goes, "Doc, look, this is no good. Ever since you did that, like it's helped me speak, and I thank you very much for that. But now I'm having a lot of dramas with the ladies. It's not the same as what it used to be." And I was just wondering if you could put it back. I'd rather deal with the speech impediment than the dramas with the ladies. And anyway, the doctor turned to him and said, "No can do." Love it. A few fellas have told me that one. Every time I hear it, I piss myself laughing. So anyway, guys, that's the end of episode 3. So keep it upright, have a good week, and never lift. See you, bye.